There's a fierce fight happening right now between President Trump and federal judges across the country. Every time Trump takes action, whether it's to shut an agency down or to freeze federal funding, he's met with legal resistance. So who's going to win these fights? At some point, is he going to take a step back and say, hey, this fight isn't worth fighting? First, we have Trump's attempt to freeze federal funding. Imagine trying to turn off the money valve for pretty much everything. Healthcare, education, roads, all of it. Turning off the valve, no more money, because he doesn't agree with where the money's going. And he feels like some of the money is going towards waste. He doesn't like things like DEI or climate initiatives or federal grants. He doesn't like it. But then we had a federal judge in Rhode Island and elsewhere. They issued temporary restraining orders blocking the freeze, arguing that such broad executive action lacked legal grounding. They basically claim he did not follow the right steps to do this. So now we have states, schools, other organizations with widespread confusion. Now, it's my belief that the last 3 months, President Trump knew that he was going to be president. Since November, he's known that. He's had plans. He's talked to people. He has the best lawyers that money can buy. They obviously reviewed some of his plans. Some people don't think so. They're like, this isn't planned. This is chaotic. He doesn't know what he's doing. I disagree. I think he's had the best lawyers in this country review the plan. Now, I don't think they thought this was going through, but they want to send a message. Maybe it lays the groundwork for something that's coming next. Then we have Trump's deferred resignation program. Most people know about this by now. It was a program designed to attract people to resign from the government, and in return, they would receive full pay and benefits to September 30th. It was touted as a generous program. Everyone should take it. They were really trying to put the cherry on top and push it down federal employees' throats. They want people to take it. Now, if you're close to retirement, obviously a lot of people get that. Go ahead and you're exiting the government anyway. Why not do it that way? Other people, even if they were facing retirement, they're like, hey, I'm not going to go out like that. That doesn't seem like an honorable way to go out. I'm going to go through the proper channel and do it the way that has been done for years now. This program was only open less than 2 weeks. It was like 9 days. I think the reason for that is they were trying to open and close it as quick as possible so that wouldn't give the union a chance to react. The union wouldn't file a lawsuit. Well, the union filed a lawsuit, and it's interesting that they waited until the very last day of the program, which was on a Thursday, and that was the day the judge decided to pause the program. The right way to phrase it is he extended the deadline for opting into the program. He's questioning the legality. But currently, there is no timeline. We don't know when the judge will pass his ruling. So, we have over 60,000 workers initially interested, but now they're left looking around for any type of guidance. On top of everything, we have government funding set to expire March 14th. We need to pass either a CR or a full budget by March 14th. Now, there's some questions about, will we experience another government shutdown? And I don't think we will, because we have a Republican House, we have a Republican Senate, both chambers. There's a Republican majority. I don't think there's any appetite to shut this government down. The last time you saw an extended shutdown was in 2018. So the first year that Trump took office back in 2017, he also had a Republican House and Senate. There was no shutdown throughout the year of 2017. In 2018, towards the end of that year, there was a shutdown. Now, this is because one of the big reasons is you had the Democrats, they regained control of the House, and the Democrats did not want to give him the money to fund the wall at the southern border. They just didn't want to do it. But it's important to understand there is a difference between the budget resolution and appropriation bills. The budget resolution is not subjected to a filibuster in the Senate, but the appropriation bill could be, and we could see some pushback on that. Okay, let's focus on some of the agencies that Trump and Elon Musk, they want to completely get rid of. We have USAID, CFPB, Department of Education, FEMA, and large parts of the EPA. Trump has attempted to shut down USAID, and ultimately he wanted to take USAID and put it underneath the State Department, or he wanted to transfer their duties to the State Department and just have the State Department do it. But Judge Carl Nicholas in Washington issued an order pausing the administrative leave of employees and the relocation of humanitarian workers. Similar actions were taken with the CFPB. They were ordered to stop all actions, and surprise, surprise, the courts decided to stop that action as well. It all comes back from not having congressional approval, not involving Congress. So Trump right now is the equivalent of a cowboy galloping in on a horse with his executive pen, trying to take executive action and decisive action here and moving fast and breaking stuff and being dramatic. But he's not using Congress. And there's a reason why the government has three branches. It's not all just the executive branch. There's, Congress. There's the Supreme Court. It's supposed to be a balance in this country. It's never supposed to be just one branch running away with everything. So what can Trump do to fight back? Whatever legal decision comes out, Trump can appeal it to a higher court, to the Supreme Court if necessary. The Supreme Court right now, a lot of people would argue, kind of tilts towards conservative. Second, rework those executive orders. He might reissue or modify some of his executive orders in order to try to find legal loopholes. Third is public pressure. He can use his influence. He can use social media. He basically has Twitter in his pocket now with his new forged friendship with Elon Musk. So he can leverage that and try to tilt public opinion, maybe do some rallies in order for people to start contacting their congressmen. He can try to do it that way. Fourth is actually work with Congress. I think this is the way that everybody wants to see it. They want him to actually come to the table, work with Congress, and agree to something to improve America for the better moving forward, without the dramatic knee-jerk reactions of just dismantling agencies left and right. If the courts continue to block him, he might just have to settle for smaller changes. Otherwise, his presidency is going to be known as the presidency of non-stop legal battles. And I think he's comfortable with that. I think he's really comfortable, taking it to court. He knows a lot of lawyers. I mean, from a certain viewpoint, it seems like half his life was spent at court or with lawyers or filing motions. He's very comfortable with that. So is Elon Musk. One action that he issued that hasn't been interrupted was the federal hiring freeze. Nobody could stop that. It's still under effect right now. But just because we're in a hiring freeze, it doesn't mean that government agencies are not hiring. There are agencies that are hiring, like the DOD, DHS, the VA, other agencies, Department of Transportation. They're hiring. And there's a certain way you should configure your usajobs.gov account in order to find those jobs that best align with your experience. If you want to know more about that, check this video out next. If you need a federal resume example, check out the links down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.